Welcome back, everybody. We're going to take a look at the standings after our second match here. Gen G Black still up at the top. They got third place there in the second round, so still up there. Whereas Cloud9 able to win a match, they're up in second, Joel.
Halfway point done, and Cloud9 is in second. And based on Sug's interview that we heard earlier, based on his previous studies and his information, they need to place at least top 3 to get the direct pass to the finals. And otherwise, anything below that will get them to the wildcard. Is something they don't want to do. They don't want to play an extra day of matches when they're feeling good on the day. They want to continue to do well and not have to depend upon another day to get to the finals. So, Cloud9 missed out on the PSS finals, as unfortunate that was. And I think they want to strike right back to get to the PWM final. They can do it today by placing top 3.
We'll see if they can actually do that. They were mentioning how they basically didn't do anything but practice. That's what you got to do if you are a professional and you have a certain goal in mind, right? Especially if it's going to be as hard as getting top 3 in a bracket that's this competitive. So there you have it. They're up in second place now. Rocket Inv, they were able to get 4th place in that last round and 4 kills, so they come up from 19th place up to 11th place.
I mean, we talked about OG and Entus Ace being one of the best teams in Korea for many, many months now, and they're in this situation where they have 390 points at 13th place out of 19, and something that we really didn't expect out of them coming to PWM, as they never really had a really great day out of the 3 weeks we've seen so far. And still looking at the kill leaders. Wicked up on the top, but Eureka and Esther and Sexy Pig can be rounding out the table as well.
Yeah, Eureka getting a huge cheer from the crowd, but also I just wonder how many kills BSG Luna has in total, because Aqua 5 was getting so many kills by himself, but he's not even on the kill leader list. His 2 teammates, Wicked and Draft, are instead.
Isco's not on the list as well. We know him as a top fragger for his team, the in-game leader. And BSG Luna, I like this team's style, and I like that we're trying to do it, and they get mediocre results and sometimes even better, and to really suit their kind of prediction that this aggressive style can work out if done right. And BSG Luna, I think once they get through weeks and weeks of practice, I think they're getting to the phase where I think they're just about to be right, and we might see them in the finals really showing up what they can play with.
Yeah, BSG Luna, definitely a fan favorite team here, even if they don't get super consistent results. They were in 8th place after our first 2 weeks, so they're trying desperately to make it up to the top 5 and really secure their place here for PWM. Another team that I think is pretty set in their ways. I don't think they're going to change anything up and play a little bit more passive or anything like that. So we'll have to wait and see what they do. Cloud9 can't really avoid it, but they got pretty lucky with the circles in round number 2. That's really fortunate because they needed to get top 3, right, as you were saying. Let's just hope they can do just as good on Erangel.
And let's see if they get the circles on their favor, and if they don't, can they overcome it through that rounds 3 and 4 in Erangel? Of course, they like to play around the Stallbar and Kameshki area, so the rotation will be tough for them. Of course, always trying to go to the center of the circle, sometimes greening a little bit over that, and they do get good results like this once it works out. You talk about getting the chicken dinner in round 2. Can they do it every time? That's going to be always a question for Cloud9. At least you need to do it for round 3 and round 4, have good results on that to hopefully get to top 3 is what they need to get to the finals.
Yeah. Any predictions for this one, Joel? Do you have any idea who is... I have one prediction that's pretty easy. I think Gen G Black is going to finish top 3 for this day. That's pretty simple, standard one. I mean, they're really good at FPP, but they're also really good at Erangel. They're actually better at Erangel than Miramar, so would expect them to be top 3, if not number 1.
Let's put all the stats aside and let's just remember what we saw from Gen G Black all throughout the season. This is our 3rd week. We saw 2 weeks from these guys and see what they have done, and they were never away from the top of the position. Every single game, they did something right, and they did something that accumulates to a very successful ranking over time. And Gen G Black, they're in top of the position right now. They're top of the positions again after this round 3-2 finishes, and here they are just trying to finish strong. Cloud9, still many fans cheering on for this team, but Gen G Black never can be forgotten as still looking like the best team here in Korea.
Yeah, that they are. You guys will see the Cloud9 fans wherever you go, but also BSG Luna fans. What does that say there, Joel?
So it says BSG Luna, the time it takes to forget about BSG Luna might take a little bit over 100 years, but kind of meaning to the fact that Luna is going to be about the moonlight and the shining, so it's going to be the mythical stories we have about the moon and its particular stories, related ones. But BSG Luna, I think we're going to get a lot of fans to cheer on for these guys, and really fun team to watch, and what they can do as the weeks go by, because they do keep getting better, and that's the story that we want to keep following. BSG Luna, how better can they get? How good can they get? Really just a question we've been asking over time, and we're getting a better answer today each round we see them play.
Yeah, so BSG Luna, can they do it? Can they challenge for the top? Other teams, I mean, Asterisk showed up pretty big in that last one. They, I felt like, played it a lot better than we're used to seeing. I don't think their record is overall that great. We saw OPGG Rangers place 4th in the first round, but we didn't really see much of them in the second round as they got blown up real quick by BSG Luna.
And it's really hard to overemphasize teams that have really good one days. And you're talking about just having that one good performance in this particular day, but not really being remembered for the past days they have played. It's kind of showing to us we need more proving points. We need more evidence from teams like this. And Freaka Freaks Fatal, I feel like they've done well with Shadow being the top fragger for the team. But when you compare them to BSG Luna as one of the fans over there cheering up their sides, and I think BSG Luna proves to be a better team because they've been more consistently good throughout the weeks gone by, and now we're starting to remember as that team has done so well. It becomes a part of our memory. And OG and Entis, they used to be kind of that team with OG and Entis Ace never really being below anywhere near the top 5, and now we see OG and Entis Ace really not being remembered as in terms of doing the PWM parts of things, and I wonder what we can expect from them in the future, but Genji Black still looking very strong here.
Yeah, you were talking about OGN and this Ace. They have still have a lot of fans, here that come down to the studio, even though they don't have too much success here at PWM. But the most fans that I see are actually for BSG Luna overall. I think they bring this kind of play style that people just enjoy. I mean, obviously Cloud9 is always going to have their corner of the fan area, their own little cheering squad over there, and also Genji Black with a lot of fans as well.
Cloud9 and Genji Black, we go back to the original story of where they first began with Yunrud and Dingception being in the team together called 4Entro, and they were the original stars, the pioneers of what Korean PUBG was supposed to be. And it all started with these guys. It all started with them, and Cloud9 picked up Dingception and formed his own team around him, and Yunrud was picked up by Genji Black, and formerly known as KSV No Title, and everything going around that. It seems like Itzko's birthday is tomorrow, so today's the 28th. I believe it's the 28th of May, and 29th of May is going to be Itzko's birthday, so preemptive happy birthday for the fans. And we talk about BSG Luna. They didn't have any of these fans from 1 month ago, and that's what you get when you have really exciting playstyles, and they're really getting a lot of fans here cheering out for them. It's really good to see, and want to see how good BSG Luna can get.
Of course, Freaka Freaks Fatal having some success overall. We didn't expect much of them. We actually expected more from Aries after their great day 1. You said, don't judge based on one day. At first I was like, really? I mean, they looked really good. And then their second day was pretty trash. So Aries has kind of fallen off, whereas Fatal, their sister team, has shown up in not a huge way, but they're actually being more consistent than Aries overall.
I think I would really put teams who get top 5 placements, even if it's not chicken dinner every time, getting number 5, number 3, number 4, just anything around that consistently, I would put that team way above a team that can get a chicken place maybe a couple of times throughout the season. I think that becomes the case where you just know how to get to the right position. You just know how to get above position over the other teams, and you know how to get to the end game without much trouble consistently. When you can do that, you're gonna get the rank points, which is the most important thing when you talk about competitive PUBG, and the kills will come through with that. And overall in the balance, the teams that get the chicken dinner just 1 or 2 times will never be as good as the team that always gets the top 5 placements more often than not. And OG and Entis Ace used to be that team. Now they're not anymore. And now we're trying to find out new teams who can really prove themselves week in and week out.
The OG and Entis team kind of consistently in the bottom 5, which is a weird stat to have. We'll hope that they can improve. But guys, enough of the delay. We're finally ready to get into Erangel, so let's jump into it for TPP. here we go. That's a pretty hilarious flight path.
Oh, my.
Basically, every team is going to be unhappy that's not Kakao. And I guess a Freak of Freaks rocket in.
You know who's not going to be happy? Stolber Kameshki. It's not even two separate regions anymore. It's a one region invented by Cloud9. They're not even going to consider that separate cities anymore. Stolber right on top of that mountain. Kameshki just a city up on the hill. It's going to be feeling fine for Cloud9. But with that flight path, not going to be many smiling faces coming from the Cloud9 fans.
They're going to be pretty disappointed overall. I mean, basically every team is going to be. So curious to see how these teams are going to mix it up. When you get a pretty ridiculous circle like this, you have to make radical changes to your strategy, or you can be stubborn and, you know, look for a car and try to drive all the way up.
C9, they're jumping out already. Are they going to go to Primorsk to start us off? Okay, so Primorsk is not going to be occupied by anyone else here, as we can see from the flight path. We know this, but I wonder if C9 is going to take the pressure and take the risk of going to eventual empty Primorsk, but they don't know it's going to be empty unless they're sure, just once they get a few more seconds in on this landing phase here.
We got an extra team, Sandbox Recon. They're going to be joining Kakao TV down here at the military base. They usually like to go up to Zarki Sandbox, but they're mixing it up based on this flight path.
And they're seeing, you know, today it's all about Eureka, says Inception. It used to be all about Suck, but Eureka is the main character of today's story, and I mean, he's done well. He's on the top killing charge, #2 on the list after round 2, and Inception, he's all about taking care of his teammates, taking care of his children, as they say, within the Cloud9 community. You can see the Sosnovka military base going to be occupied by 2 teams here with Kakao and Sandbox in the mix here.
Yeah. Like the play there by Blackbean. He just avoids everybody and goes down to the southwest side of the military base, says, okay, you can have apartments, we're not really worried about it, but Rage and Yoni are staying here and fighting, and in fact, Yachigo gets a gun from that side building and already knocks one member down.
Picks up an early M4, hits with the iron sight, doesn't even not have a scope on it, but still gets the kill into the first man. This is going to be the solo queue mission right here.
Trying to come behind him, but the up is going to light him up. He only had a mini there, and look at that, the rest of Sandbox gets entirely killed real quick. Sweeped up there by Kakao.
I don't like this kind of plays. I feel like we're going back to our normal pub games, and man, this is something we don't want to see from Sandbox getting wiped out this early. Going down in 19th place here.
Yeah, it's kind of like saying, I'm going to come to your home and I'm just going to trample all over it and take it away from you. And generally, it's not good for multiple reasons, right? You're not as practiced there. The enemy team, they have a certain strategy, you know, how to split up and how to deal with teams that invade, whereas you're the invading team and you're just giving it a shot, and it usually doesn't work out.
See a Freaker Freaks Fatal showing off good plays today, and they're going to take hold of Milta all by themselves. It used to be about Rocket Inv and Meter Bridge MCN. They like to come around Milta, but not this time around, as Africa Freaks Fatal have been performing really well in the past couple of weeks, and it really is based on the performance of whether you get to keep your cities. And if you're the team on the other side of things who haven't been performing as well, you're going to probably just reluctant to go to that same city, probably find an alternate location to start us off.
Oh, here we go. He's got the double barrel trying to shoot down Memory. And there it is. It only takes 2 shots. And a final one to kill Memory. He is now just a memory of the game. And yeah, I mean, he just gets caught out there. It looked like he didn't have a gun. He was just going for the vehicle. And, well, double barrel shotgun, pretty good weapon early on in the game.
Genji Black starting off at South Georgia Pool. Even though that flight path was way away from them, they still got the cars and the vehicles, whatever it took to get up there. They still have OPDD Rangers who were supposed to come there with them, but they're going to find it difficult to fight against Genji Black in this particular scenario. They're going to have Rocket M on the North Georgia Pool, but not going to be much trouble as the rotation will be kind of parallel. And the ways they were trying to travel a little bit east to get to the next location.
Yeah. I mean, Genji Black, they're another team that's never going to switch it up. Even if we had a flight path that was all the way on the east side, they would still go for this play. Wouldn't surprise me at all. It's just unfortunate that with the flight path that they had to waste a lot of time getting to South Georgia Pole, that now with a very unfortunate circle that's all the way on the east side, they also have to make a really far run. And not just them, it's going to be C9 as well, who switched their play up, and they're you know, they're going to be punished by the circle for it.
You know, we thought they would go to Primorse, but ended up not going there and trying to get for Fairy Pier and the surrounding trash looting, especially around the quarry area. That's what they went up with, but like I said, very much a distance needs to be covered by all these players here. They're going to try to make an early rotation. See what they can get into, but it's going to be unfamiliar to the territory of usually traveling from Stallberg and Kamechki. This time they have to go through the south, western part of the current location they're in. See if they have a better information and have a better pathing route, and they safely get into the next circle here.
Notice how they are not doing the rocket inv strat. They've split up 2 and 2, or rather 1 and 3, I should say. They're not going to be entirely blown up by one vehicle. Taking a look at Rocket Inv. Overall, their stats are pretty decent, right? A lot of them have above average damage here, and a couple of them have some good stats in kills and knocks. Again, their stats definitely very much hurt by that first round, where if you guys missed it, all 4 of them were traveling in one car, and the car got blown up by a Freak of Freaks Fatal, and they got out in 19th place, and that was about it.
Perhaps it's mistakes like those that get Rocket Inv, a team like that, to not be remembered as much. I think Rocket Armor, their sister team, does a lot better to placing consistently high and making crucial plays in the late game to get what they want. But for Rocket Inv, I mean, they've done good things. They got the damage on, as you can see, you know, being mostly around the average or a little bit above average for most players, and still not going to be remembered as a team that we always thought to be as a good team. Just Rocket Inv seem to do better. It's going to be what we expect out of them, and seeking get out of the mediocre range of things.
Taking some big shots from far away here is 4-4 from Blossom. These guys able to take the chicken dinner in the first game. Already doing a nice bit of damage to Jaden. Might have affected his armor just a bit.
Jasna just looking towards that area, just trying to fire back towards Klux, but we're getting shot from behind with Blossom, as you were mentioning earlier, taking the shots from that compound right above Milta. So Freak of Freaks Fatal starting along with that main city in Milta. Just going to travel north early, trying to get to a more central position part of the circle.
I like the split here as well. You'll notice that not all 4 members go into the tiny little compound. They don't need everybody to go in there and loot, so they just split up a bit. We're taking a look at C9 and their big rotation. We'll see how far into the center of the circle will they go. For now, they're staying on the west side, but they're in their cars still.
I feel like C9 will greed over the center once again, but unfortunate for them that a lot of the teams have already made themselves in the center of the circle, so they're going to be facing a lot of teams. They do make a travel a little bit further from where they are. I think if they can stay right here on this high ground, that will be good for them, but they've often gone for these greedy rotations. Let's see if they do it again with the Freak of Freaks Fatal, taking some shots at Blossom as well.
Yeah, they're really trying to kill Sanjok, and they will. Nice early kill onto him. As I said, it was nice. You know, the split was good, but when you get hit like that, it's not going to work out for you. And now another member going to be knocked down here, 9:30. It's nearing 9:30 here in Korea. He's going to have to make his exit soon.
Trying to get that Cinderella story to get out in time. 9:30 was his kind of due time here, and that's going to be him getting run over. Not even run over, so. Did he have to get the 2-time scope out? That's the worst.
Yeah, you know, insult to injury, as they say. Didn't need the level 2 helmet that it looked like he was wearing, as he's got a level 3.
He was just coming up to make sure it was a level 3 helmet, and then he would have stolen it without getting the headshot in the end.
Yeah.
Still looking at Black, though. Genji Black coming from South Georgia Bowl. We thought they would make the early rotation. They did. It's something that has worked out for these guys so well over the past couple of months, and that's what puts them in the top of the league here, because they make the early rotation on smart plays, and they have the mechanics and the shots to back them up in terms of defending out wherever they want to shoot out the teammates here.
Genji Black spotting Media Bridge MCN, making their move into the circle. They get shot by Genji Black, and smartly, they don't go anywhere near them. Let's take a look at this replay, though, as Allen going to take down Roa on the motorcycle. Really good shooting with the AK as well, which can be really hard to pull off.
The bullet drop is really hard to predict, and from that distance, it does make it a little bit difficult to do so, but very nicely done there. So we see Asterix trying to pull off his own highlight reel, trying to get the Car 98 into play. Taking out the tires for now.
He knows the bullet drop pretty much perfectly.
It is an M4, so it's a lot more reliable. Of course,
Yeah.
it becomes a lot easier than the AKM for that range.
If it were me, I would have missed all of those shots.
There you go.
Well, I would have hit a bunch of them. They would have just hit the car and not the tire.
That's what we hear about this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're not playing in the tournament yet.
There's a reason for everything in the world.
Maybe after some practice, we can enter the league. Do a little caster team, perhaps.
You know, after practice, we'll still be here. that's the reality we live in.
In fact, we do play a lot. We just don't get much practice from it. ROG Centurion taking some shots at BSG Luna, who, again, a team that likes to be aggressive. They're making a really big move into the center, and they want to get a good compound and take some shots at people once they get there.
You know, Kakao winning out that fight against Sandbox very early in this game. Still gonna be stuck down here on the military island. Asterisk trying to make their rotation from Novo. He's gonna be feeling fine, but you know, with so many teams clustered up in the center of the circle right now, you see only a few of them right now. There's gonna be a lot of teams in the center trying to just be lucky enough to get the next circle on their tracks here.
The shelter right now is basically the center of the circle. That's why you see multiple teams hanging around here. Circle just closes, and the next one is all the way on the east side, including about maybe 45% water. And that means that basically every team needs to move as well for the second circle in the game. Not something you see very often.
Valdez, I'm usually good at hiding my emotions whenever circle opens up, but this one's a crucial one right here. All the central investment into the circle right here could get these teams very well occupied for the next one to open up, but this circle is going to make it really, really hard with Clocks having the first troubles here against Detonators.
Yeah, look at Detonator lighting up that kill feed. You don't see that too often, but they're able to take out a couple of members of Clocks. Only 2 members remaining from them.
C9 trying to make their rotation on the southern part, which is very, very nicely done there, just avoiding a lot of the opponents in the way. See Clucks trying to have their ways as well after getting struck by Detonators and feeling a lot more scared on trying to defend out their current position.
Freaka Freaks Fatal also getting pretty aggressive. Lipovka, an area that not many people went to. I'm not even sure if it's looted, but you now have a couple of teams immediately charging on down there. That could be the center point for this circle. And
this might seem scary that Lipovka is going to be a center of a circle. That's going to be absolutely the thing that people are going to be despising over. And we might get a lot of Sea Dogs in this game. We haven't gotten one in a long time. And this circle is going to be the one to see whether the team's going to play strong above land, or are they going to just try to play for the rankings, trying to go on the water here.
Well, Cloud9 right now over towards Milta Power. Not really the center of the circle, which makes me think that they would move more. But it looks like they're going to take this compound here for now and perhaps think about going into the water in just a minute.
Is it possible that C9 learned their lesson? That center of the circle is not always the best one to go to. Actually, Entis Ace there trying to take some shots.
Yeah, Chris is doing a lot of damage himself. Able to take out Aqua from that car. Going to be an easy kill pickup for Christus.
Meter Bridge, tough rotation there, as with all the members. I'm trying to get in, and Entis Ace trying to do their part to get to the next location. They're going to be right outside. C9, like talked about earlier, they didn't learn their lesson. They're still trying to go to the center of the circle. You know, I thought that was a good position right around Milta Power. No one was really around them. All they had to defend out against was probably Ashrik on the right, but otherwise, I thought C9 would have been better in that position they had earlier, but still has to greed over a little bit more, just confirming to us that C9 never learns their lesson.
Yeah, C9, they don't like to take it slow until they get that perfect compound. Love to play the probability game and make the circles work to their advantage by getting towards the center. Asterisk is coming in all the way on the east side of Milta Power, so they're going to be right behind C9. Let's see if they spot them here. It looks like Oa not just yet able to spot them, looking at some broken vehicles.
This is kind of the earlier location of where C9 used to be, but they made a little bit travel to the north. But we're not looking towards Lipovka. Obviously, you're not going to see much from there. But C9, are they going to be able to get some kills here? Sure, they see the buggy right there parked within the containers there.
Yeah, and this is TPP, so should be very obvious to both teams right now where the members of the teams are.
I think Session probably regrets parking the buggy initially on that location. Makes it very, very visible towards Asterisk there. There are going to be people right on that flank there. Going to be split up 2v2. C9 shooting towards Asterisk now. Where we're going to see this resulting outcome of these two teams going to be interesting here.
Yeah, already smokes being invested in. And you'll notice that it's not just those two teams down there. It's also Blossom and Nightwolf behind them. So 4 teams hanging around this very close area.
They're going to hear the shots as well, coming from Asterisk and C9 and Blossom and Nightwolf. They're going to have to move forward, but this circle right here. What is it with these circles today, Valdez? They're driving me nuts.
I was about to say that Genji Black's position right there in the mountains of Prison was fantastic, but I no longer feel that way after the circle screws them over big time. They are making a really fast rotation into 4 or 5 different teams right through the middle. Let's see if they can survive.
Genji Black just gonna have Lunatic and Flux on the right, shooting right at them. And Team Cluck's gonna have to make their sights as well, but it's a tough rotation for a lot of teams right now. Figure Freaks Fatal looking towards to knock out C9 here.
Jaden knows that Eureka did jump out of that vehicle now.
Lipovka.
Yeah, this is going to be the Lipovka fight. That grenade actually killed Eureka. And he got a couple more where that came from up against C9. Catch and Suck together there. Eureka with no help as the Figure Freaks Fatal holding down this spot.
Figure Freaks Fatal is going to be feeling confident to rush in there as Dingception is going to be around, but it is going to be split 2-2 there. Eureka going down. Can Dingception get the res up? And Suck and Catch going to be all on their lonesome as Figure Freaks Fatal are very much occupying the central part of Lipovka, all clustered up together, which is going to give them a lot of firepower to fight against Cloud9.
Yep, and speaking of teams entering, enter Cacao as everybody's taking boats all the way on the east side from Cacao. We also got $4 OK from OPGG Rangers still in Lipovka.
This is the big res right here. Can he get the res onto Eureka? I think that's a good cover. Should get the res off, but can the other 2 members join in on the fire for Cloud9 as they are split up 2-2 against the full squad of Figure Freaks Fatal? Also, you mentioned Cacao in the mix as well. How will they interfere with this fight that's already happening in Lipovka? Still going at it between Cloud9, also AFF.
Yeah, and okay, he did get rezzed up here, switching to the ump. Just not able to knock Dingception now. Trying to take some shots through the fence, perhaps some warning shots.
Okay, this is important right here. Jaden, can he pull through with this double barrel with this TPP? Very nicely done. And Dingception too far away from Eureka to go anywhere right here. I feel like he's not going to be able to get red res on.
It's going to be up to Eureka. He needs to win this fight. He can take the 1v1 versus Jaden, but the frag grenade is going to take him out before the fight can even start. And Eureka going to go down immediately.
And this is what you have when you have 2 split members just away from the other 2. And Suck and Catch, no cover for you can't really do anything when you're far away from your teammates like that. And Dingception not going to be res. Probably going to mean that Cloud9 has to work with just 2 members as they progress through the mid-game here.
Yeah, looks like the rest of Cloud9 is just going to calm down. Nobody else is caught out. They can just wait. Let's take a look at the circle. Okay, well, there you go. The last piece of land that's left over.
But Lipovka's out of the question now. The Pleams are already in there with Figure Freaks Fatal. They're going to knock down Dingception with Jazz not killing him on the kill here. But Figure Freaks Fatal and Cloud9, a little bit of Cacao as well. How are they going to escape Lipovka with Nightwolf trying to take the boat approach, trying to get out of the side of Lipovka as we see?
Well, you have a decent amount of cover on the boat when you don't really have an angle on the members in the boat, and you'll see it here as basically nobody's going down. They weren't able to blow up the boat either. They're just gonna sit in the water for now. We got our first Sea Dogs, although there's not much water left over in the new circle.
Still looking at this now. What is having a hard time. BSG Luna having a hard time against Enterspace right now.
Oh, look at this fight. So many members just, looks like BSG Luna is going to lose that one as, of course, BSG Luna still alive, but a couple of members going down here in this fight.
Sungjan having an M249 helps down in that firepower in that close range, but BSG Luna does lose 2 members, but it's going to be escaping the other 2 members. Going to be feeling fine for now. They're going to be in the circle, trying to play a little more defensively now. Going to survive, trying to steal with 18 teams. Let's see if they can press forward with so many teams still left alive here. Back to Lipovka.
Yeah, I mean, C9, they had the help of the circles the first time around. This time, that cannot be further from the case, as they also have a team in between them.
Does Suck know that Shadow's in the area? I think he hears the sounds coming through, but don't know why they're being so aggressive with 2 members of Cloud9 trying to fight against 4 members of a freaking Freaks Fatal.
Perhaps they feel like they got to fight through a Freak of Freaks to get there, but it might just be better to wait until the blue begins to go in and then play the meting up game from the outside.
Circle is closing though, so they have to make a choice one way or the other. Freak of Freaks Fatal and Cloud9, who's going to make them escape here, but still look at Kakao. Now making an escape on the other path now.
Oh, running out of bullets here. He does get the knock though. From his teammate, actually. So Kakao finally finding some success.
The Oa going to be the last one standing for Astric, and he's going to try to just med up as he's trying to defend his ranking. But Audis entering, we haven't seen this side of the map for a while now, but they do have a really good compound. That's going to be the center of the circle, as we can see. Still looking at Lipovka as catch goes down.
Yeah. This is so easy for Shadow. You can just sit here, gatekeep forever. He knows there's only 1 member left. And, well, they also got to make their way in, and they will do exactly that. Suck just going to play the painkiller game, as I mentioned before. Just try to survive for as long as possible.
PG Rangers and Kakao been fighting along the sides of Lipovka now, and they're going to get some nice shots after losing 3 members.
That's a really good play there by Blaster X. He might not be able to save his teammates too much, but he gave himself a really good opportunity.
Just means that Kakao can be as aggressive without many members as possible. Jaden just going to be entering from that side from Lipovka. Going to have to face Kakao once again. Actually going to be spotted here.
Yeah. Spots him out, trying to go up the rock, eats a headshot. That's going to be a good grenade, though. Oh, he's in that rock, though. Here's it coming.
This means that Jaden, if it wasn't for that level 3 helmet, would have gotten that knock. Eventually a kill, but Jasna and the rest of the team here for Freak of Freaks Fatal. After escaping, Lipovka is going to feel fine, but have to go through here trying to get as many kills as they try to make the entrance into the next circle.
Wow, Suck Gaming. Suck actually gets a kill onto Jaden. He's still alive. Don't forget him. Zod Gaming now, they're jumping on in, trying to take that compound away from Fire. Looks like they're winning, actually. Only Pandas left available. There were only 2 members. Suck does go down to the blue after, well, he made a heroic effort to try to take out 1 member of a Freak of Freaks Fatal.
He just ran out of meds there, had nothing else to do, and just saw open man out on the field. Did knock off Jesna, probably not going to get the kill, but Jaden is going to be still not being res here. And Freak of Freaks Fatal, are they going to just give up Jaden after going down to Suck there? But they do have to make the rotation. I think Shadow's going back to get the res here. Oh!
Ooh, grenade is going to blow up, actually, Esther. Also gets a kill onto Crank from Rocket Imp, so an unfortunate situation there for Gen G Black, but they had to lose 1 member. Only 3 members left remaining on that team.
Into Sace, trying to get above this position, trying to enter the compounds where Fire and Zod Gaming are currently having their own fight, and Sace has to be aware that so many teams are around this area, but just trying to go for the right timing to enter that one.
Yeah, Gen G Black, they are in a really bad spot here. They lose Grammatic, and now there's only 2 members left available, and they're hiding behind a car. And there are so many different teams that are shooting at them, too. It's ROG Centurion, you got Lunatic High Flux to your south.
Whoa.
Look at that. Wicked.
Oh, what?
Gonna get 3, or rather 2 kills there onto Media Bridge Gaming with just 2 grenades. That's all he needed to take them out.
And he really needs to. Wicked is all by himself there, and Aqua 5 is going to be along the lonesome end. He has to stay alive, but still, you see the Gen G Black having a tough time against Lunatic High Flux, shooting them from afar.
Yeah, Tabak is just lighting them up now. It's only Sexy Pig, and his cover vehicle did just blow up. Now, we've seen Sexy Pig get out of worse situations than this. The circle could really help him out if it goes to the west side.
You see Luna trying to join back here as the circle opens up. Where we're going to see it, but Wicked, look at him. Now Aqua just joins back with him, and they have the perfect position to play this edge game here.
Yeah. Let's see if they do make that maneuver. Looks like Aqua wants to continue being the scout. And as I said, Sexy Pig, he's not out of it just yet. He's in the circle as well.
Yep. We're going to see Entasace trying to make their rotation in as we see them Really just giving up the house now is no longer valuable with this next circle opening up. Very, very extreme as to where the opener did come through, but just gonna be looking at this bunch of kills coming through. Aqua 5 getting more kills onto Mickey now.
Yeah. Aqua 5 just by himself in this small little building. He's got eyes on so many members. Okay, Sexy Pig, you're in trouble now. As, oh, look at that. One grenade takes out Sexy Pig, took out everybody, and he's still alive.
What?
The entirety of Lunatic High Flux charged him in 2 vehicles, and they lost to 1 grenade.
Sexy Pig went 1v4 there and destroyed the entirety of Lunatic High Flux, who was feeling really confident about their chance to get a round 4 chicken dinner here.
Well, Panda's all alone. He is going to go down, but what a play that was. I would love to get a replay of that. No doubt we will. PDSG unfortunately loses to Jaden here.
Freaker Freaks Fatal trying to rush in here. They have to get through RG Centurion to get to the circle. They're both outside. OPG Ranger trying to make a blind rush in, but still this fight between Freaker Freaks Fatal and RG Centurion is still on here.
Yeah, it's a big fight. RG Centurion with the advantageous position. Wicked now, he knows where Sexy Pig is, and 1 grenade would do it.
Oh, are you
serious? That looks like it would be it.
Oh,
so much damage, but it's not the kill.
The Wicked doesn't know how much damage he got. He just knows they didn't get the knock.
Unbelievable.
And that's what you're up against him. Sexy Pig has to be careful not to get too far away from that blown up vehicle, but Wicked at the same time doesn't know the accuracy of what his grenade could have been. It was just a little bit closer there.
I think these teams, they know that Sexy Pig is out there, but they just can't deal with him right now. They got to deal with the teams that are behind them, and it's such a good spot for him. Hunsuk, he's got eyes on a Freaker Freaks Fatal, but I would have to guess that a Freaker Freaks Fatal is probably going to go down here unless Jesna can make the miracle happen.
Jesna's probably going to be medding up as long as he can, but don't see him really just winning out this one. Probably going to go down in 7th place at Freaker Freaks Fatal.
Now let's take a look at these fights down here. Circle not going to be good for both BSG Luna and Genji Black Sexy Pig.
You do have Aqua 5 in the mix there, so Wicked now
I forgot about him.
Yeah, Aqua 5 needs to be joined in by Wicked now, and just trying to make that rotation will be extremely difficult, as you mentioned, but it's going to be important for Aqua 5 to maintain his position, to give as many information as he can to his other teammate with Wicked still alive here.
Yeah, Wicked, though, he has been spotted by Larm. And again, RG Centurion, they have a decent position for now. They're going to have to move, but let's see when they decide to go.
And to say it's now having a really good position along with Zod Gaming. They just need to defend out, and Aqua 5 doesn't really need to move for now. No one's going to be invading him from there, but Genji Black, Sexy Pig, last hope here. Can he do it right here? But RG Centurion having their own difficulties trying to make the rotation.
Yeah, the blue going to come in 4 seconds. They're going to have to make their move, but no doubt they'll have eyes trained on them. Even that one last member, Blaster X from OPGG Rangers.
Oh, this is a blind rush right here. Can he get the win? And really just wants to try to get the position.
It's actually a good spot. You got to deal with Blaster X and Sexy Pig, though. Okay. Larm, though, he's going to be knocked by Sexy Pig.
What? Sexy Pig, you got to med up, boy.
He's dead. He just wants to get some kills. Doesn't look like he can. Nice try, at least, as they go out in 6th place, able to get 1 last knock.
That's a great finish for Sexy Pig and the rest of Genji Black. 6th place position out of all of that being by himself for such a long time. Gonna feel very proud of that, but it's gonna be about Wicked. Can he join in? Blaster X trying to just get in the circle, but he has RG Centurion in the mix there. Trying to get the grenade here.
Can we get another miracle grenade? It's so close to Hyman. It does a hefty chunk of damage. The Blaster X, again, is still out in the blue. And, well, you got Hunsuk just waiting for him, and it's TPP, so there's no hope for Blaster X.
The next circle opens up as well. Still going to favor Entasace and BSG Luna as long as Wicked can join in with Aqua 5. That's a big question right here, but Hunsuk trying to get some kills. Now finally gets that onto Blaster X.
Oh, quick loot of the painkillers and the energy drinks, the boosts there. He really needed them, and it's worth the damage.
Oh, but Aqua 5 goes down. This is going to be crucial towards BSG, though, who could have had a good position, but now they get knocked out by Zod from Zod Gaming.
Yeah, it's really unfortunate. At least they do still have Wicked, but he's in a really awful spot here for this circle. And this Ace, finally, we were talking about how this team, so much hype around them, such a big team, but they haven't been performing at PWM. This could be their chicken tonight.
Haven't got one in a really long time. And they're trying to just relive the success they got, but nice grenade coming in from Temerio to New 2K.
Christus also getting a kill onto Hyman.
Goodness.
After Hyman did get knocked earlier. Of course, Hunsuk's still alive from our OG Centurion.
Circle's now closing. Hunsuk and also Wicked has to make their way in, and Temeria just trying to defend down against everyone except Zod Gaming. Zod Gaming is not going to be the one to prioritize in terms of shooting up, but Wicked goes down to Hunsuk right now.
Yeah, nice shots there. Able to get another kill was Hunsuk. And he's got a car in the smoke. Oh, so low, and down he does go. And now it's Zod Gaming in the little hut up against Entis Ace out in the open.
3v3 right now. I think Zod Gaming is on the behind end. They're not going to have the good position against Sungjang. It's just going to go in and rush in with the M249.
Yeah, you got an M249.
He sees him on the right, though.
This is the moment to use it. You can just light up that car. Paddock still lives, though. Gets far enough away.
This is really good for Entis Ace right now. They have the three members can be separated with each other. Zod Gaming is a little more clustered up together. So if they can spot out the right member, this should be very, very good for Entis Ace.
Oh, he's trying to get into the circle, and down he does go. Another member gets knocked, and here he comes around the bend, and that's going to do it. Entis Ace does get the win here in round number 3. Finally, the chicken dinner that they desperately were looking for.
Feels like every team had the rights to win out this one. Entis Ace and Zod Gaming had equal rights. They could have equally gone the chicken dinner, but Entis Ace was more proactive throughout. They made movements where it counted. They got the defensive efforts, but Zod Gaming was a little more static, just staying in their position without moving much around, and they were really exposed of their location. And after that circle opened up, when Entis Ace had all three members just moving around the different fields, they didn't have Zod Gaming was stayed together, and they didn't have much room to move after that, and that became the tragedy that could have gotten them a chicken dinner, but really faulted them down to second place.
Yeah, so after our third round, you got a very big mix of different teams that are up towards the top 4 or so. I mean, we didn't see ROG Centurion, we didn't see Entis Ace or Zod Gaming up in the top, and that's 3-2-1 right there.
PSG Luna, though, very much in the top 5 already, with Wicked surviving for the longest of time. That's going to be them very contesting the first place position that Genji Black was holding, but Sexy Pig had that good position in the end as well. 6th place position was very good for these guys, so I still see Genji Black way at the top at first place, but I think with PSG Luna might be able to contest second.
The crying fan sells you the story. Lots of fans here happy with Entis winning that one. We're going to go to another break before we get into FPP Erangel. We'll be right back.